This is your Barbados Today Morning News Update for Tuesday, July 30th, 2019. Thanks for joining us. I'm Carol Williams. Horror and outrage in the close-knit community of Bartlett's Tenantry, Sergeant's Village, Christchurch, after a woman was almost killed in a weekend attack. The victim was left fighting for her life, as we hear in this Marlon Madden report.
It's an attack that has left residents horrified. A 44-year-old woman home alone at around midday, a man reportedly entered her bedroom, choked her, doused her with a flammable substance, and lit the house on fire. The victim, who lives overseas, had only recently returned to Barbados. Neighbors tell Barbados Today after the attack, she ran into the backyard screaming for help and was rescued by a group of young men.
She was a nice girl, very friendly girl, very loving, very kind. And I was very, very shocked to see what someone would have done to another human being like that. Whether there was a grievances, whatever it was, nobody knows. But I cry shame on the person because it's another life. You don't throw a substance on someone and expect them to burn like a burning inferno.
The victim is said to have received burns to about 80% of her body. No one has yet been arrested in connection with the attack. Marlon Madden reporting for Barbados Today.
Religious leaders are planning to meet within days to formulate an official response to a legal challenge to the country's buggery legislation. For more on that story, we go to Barbados Today's Carvel Muncie.
Barbados was given 3 months to respond to the legal challenge before the Inter-American Commission on Human Rights. The case was brought by trans woman Alexa Hoffman and 2 other Barbadians. Evangelical leader and former Senator Pastor David Durant says members of the clergy are taking a united stand on the issue. He's insisting that changes to the country's buggery legislation won't be tolerated. Durant is contending that sexuality is all about choice and suggests that buggery legislation is a marker that differentiates right from wrong. At the same time, the clergyman believes that government should update the law without tampering with its intent. He's particularly concerned that the current penalties are too harsh. I'm Carvel Muncie reporting for Barbados Today.
A Vincentian woman who alleged that police recently stormed into her home and brutalized her son and 5 visiting relatives is reporting progress in having the matter investigated. Alison Louis, who has been living in Barbados for over 30 years, says Deputy Commissioner of Police Erwin Boyce has reached out to her. This follows reports that lawmen who didn't have a warrant barged into her home, beat 6 of the occupants, and damaged chairs, beds, and other furniture in the process. Louis says the Deputy Commissioner has promised to look into the matter.
I had to take back some paperwork for him. Everybody already signed, write a report, sign, get copies, extra copies for themselves, and they have their own. So he was telling me now, saying that everything is finished, they are going to investigate the matter with the police, and they are going to get back to me. They will try to push it before the people leave the country. If they have to come back, they will have to come back for the case. So I told them I don't want a criminal case. I don't want nobody to get fired. I want just justice, compensate people for all the blows that the police give them or something. You understand? I've been fair.
There's regional and international news after this short break.
Barbados Today, news you can trust.
Tourism officials in St. Lucia continue to brace for the impact of Virgin Atlantic's planned withdrawal of service from the island. Officials say it will be a major blow. More from HTS News Force.
With the news of Virgin Atlantic's withdrawal of service from St. Lucia slowly sinking in, hoteliers and other stakeholders are assessing the potential impact. It is not a promising picture. Few investors have more at stake than Bay Gardens, with 4 hotel properties in the north of the island. The executive director, Synovik Destang, says lessening the impact of Virgin Atlantic's departure will require a lot of work in a short space of time.
I think it caught a lot of us by surprise. Virgin Atlantic is a substantial source of airlift for St. Lucia, especially out of the UK. It makes up about 35% of the seats coming out of the UK. And it certainly is a major blow for us. Not something that I think we're not able to recover from. And we do have some time, but it definitely is going to require concerted public and private sector efforts to get back to where we are.
Destang says he understands the difficulty in which the government found itself and supports its final position not to pay the 3-year $20 million AC dollar subsidy.
And finally, the Chinese government has accused pro-democracy protesters in Hong Kong of committing evil and criminal acts that have seriously damaged the semi-autonomous city's reputation and stability. At a press conference yesterday, a spokesperson described the situation in Hong Kong as grave and said Beijing won't allow any challenge to the Chinese government's authority or threats to national security.
They are moving these crowds much quicker and much more effectively than they have over the past 8 weeks. This is a completely different operation to what we have seen. In the past, police have allowed this to drag on for hours. But tonight it is happening at a much faster pace. Where we are is Sheung Wan, very close to the Beijing liaison office. That is basically the Chinese government building here in Hong Kong. And last Sunday, protesters graffitied it. They defaced the national emblem, and Beijing was quick to respond. They said that was challenging the one country, two systems policy. That is why they are guarding that area, and they don't want protesters getting anywhere near it.
And that's news, but for the very latest, visit our website at www.barbadostoday.bb. You can also subscribe to our e-paper, email updates, or like us on Facebook, and sign up for breaking news alerts via WhatsApp. We're also on Izumi Media in bus terminals, as well as screenplay at supermarkets and gas stations near you. You can also hear us on Mix 96.9 FM and Capital Media HD 99.3 FM. I'm Carol Williams. Have a good day.